to another Mugen masterclass. Today we are working on the letter C. That involves ChangeAnim, ChangeAnim2, ChangeState, ClearClipboard, and CtrlSet. Now to start off, we're using ChangeAnim. Changes the action number of the player's animations. I already have one here, and I set it up for time equals 10. It's going to change to animation 210. So what happens is it should play animation 200, and at 10 ticks it's going to change to animation 210. So it's going to look like a combo, but it's not really a combo. As you can see, it works. Just as the animation's over, he changes to the other animation. You could control the element that you wanted to play on, like say I wanted to play an element 4 of animation 210, and you can. Ignore hit pause will do what it says, and persistent meaning it will happen constantly, which we don't want it to ever do. So that's pretty much how you would use a ChangeAnim. One thing to be aware of, ChangeAnim, your trigger is the most important thing. If your trigger is set to time equals 0, for whatever reason, it'll skip the state you're in and it'll just go straight to that other animation. Won't even play it. Hit def will work because hitboxes and stuff, timing, but this is not the effect you want if you're using a change animation code. So always be thoughtful about your triggers. And if the animation doesn't exist, for example, I think Kung Fu Man will just stand in place. Oh, see, even better, yeah. It just floods the debug, saying in state 200 and change to invalid animation action number. So it'll play the regular animation and just won't do the ChangeAnim. So that's pretty much how ChangeAnim works. Now ChangeAnim2. Like ChangeAnim, except this controller should be used if you place player 2 in a custom state via a hit and wish to change P2's animation to one specified in P1's air file. For example, when making throws, you use this to change P2 into a throw animation. For this one, I went ahead and did some work here in the standing strong kick, right? So ChangeAnim2 does absolutely nothing on the player. ChangeAnim2 is for player 2 when you put them in a custom state. So I'm going to make a custom state, P2 state no equals 241. And this is just a really quick custom state. I'm just going to copy all these things. And because it's in the custom state, I cannot use anim here. This does not work because not every character has an animation 240. So I have to remove that. And move type has to be H for a custom state to work. These other things don't really matter. Okay. So now if I use a ChangeAnim, right, inside a custom state, this is your results. It's just not going to work. I want him to change to animation 241, right? And now in this instance, it will work because Kung Fu Man has a 241. I made it for this purpose. So it will work. Now, if I was playing against someone who was not Kung Fu Man, it wouldn't work. So now if I have, say I have animation 242, which I don't. So if I try to change him to 242, this happens. It looks like super armor, but it's not. It's all errored out. The shaking is kind of cool though, but he's stuck in a custom state he can't get out of. So the correct thing is a ChangeAnim2. And the code is the exact same for the most part. You just put a 2 at the end. And I want him to play my ChangeAnim, my animation from my file. And if I do that, I have to have the animation. And this is the animation I made. The only animations you can really use for a custom state are the hurt animations, the 5000s. So for this example, I use 5000, 10, 20, 10, 0, 10, 0, 10, 20, and back and forth. So he goes like this, really fast. So by having this is the correct way to change player 2's animation to be what I want it to be. So now I kick him. He's in a custom state playing the animation I want him to play. And that's how ChangeAnim 2 works. It only works in a custom state for your enemy to play her animations you want them to play. And also, if you put them in a custom state, you have to set them back to their state using a self state. So time equals 30, value equals, I guess, 0, right? We'll put them back to their stand animation, their stand state. I gotta give them back control. So now he's gonna wobble for 30 ticks and then go back to stand. See? And that's how ChangeAnim 2 works. I'm gonna remove this custom state. And to put them in a custom state, you need to have this in your hitdef. P2 state no. This is the easiest way to put them into a custom state. Next is ChangeState. Change is the state number of the player. ChangeState is like 99.9% used in every single state. Every single state needs a change state. The only state that does not need a change state are states with the physics set to N. I mean air physics. When your physics is set to air, you automatically will sink to the ground, and it's hard coded that you're gonna hit your state 52, which is your jump land and back to stand. So if your physics is A, your change state is ignored. But you could use a change state still for the wrong reasons. So I want this to be time equals 10, and this is, say I do this by accident, right? This is my jump light punch. If I do this by accident, this is what happens. If your character suddenly starts walking in the air, it's because you have a change state in an air attack. Okay, physics A means no change state. If you're standing, then yes, you need a change state. Your triggers can be whatever you want it to be, but if you want to end the animation or change state when you end an animation using anim time equals 0, or you can use not anim time. Either way, when the animation has finished playing, it's gonna trigger and it's gonna change you back to stand or whatever state you want. And always give yourself control again, unless you don't want to give yourself control. Sneaking this in here, auto combos. You can use a change state for auto combos here, or you could put it in the command file. Quickly, I'll just show you how this works. So, copy and paste. Move hit equals 1. It's gonna go to 10 and no control, right? Because you already used your control to enter this state, and then you press, well, actually no, move hit and command equals X. I think it's X, could be wrong. You go to this state, do the same thing, except now I'm gonna go to my kicks, my 230s. Go to this one and then 240. So if I keep pressing X, I'll go through light punch, light kick, heavy kick. Okay, sorry, had to do some editing. I had to figure out why this wasn't working originally, and then I realized in the command file, Kung Fu Man has a trigger which gives him back control too early, and that's what caused it to not work. But when it does work, move hit equals 1 and command X. When I do it like this, I could just press the X button over and over and do a full combo. Now if I just wanted to just make it happen, I can just remove the command part altogether. I don't recommend removing the command part altogether, but it's just for show and for funsies. That's just pushing the button once. I messed up somewhere. Oh, wait. 210. 230. Oh, I guess the move hits is counting from the previous hit, so it's skipping this state altogether. But I mean, that's how you'd code auto combo if you wanted to. Nothing crazy. And ClearClipboard. So let me remove all these codes. We're going to append to clipboard. Trigger is not time, and the text is going to be, hello, I am text on your clipboard, exclamation mark, right? So when I do light punch, it's going to add this to the clipboard at the bottom left of your screen. When I do the heavy, it's going to clear clipboard. So look in the bottom left here. It's showing for a split second, maybe because of my trigger. Let's see. It might be that, or it might be the display to clipboard that I have here, which I'll remove for now. Don't need that anymore. Yep. See the flood? That's because I used a bad trigger. Don't use bad triggers. It's bad. Okay. Getting back into this now. There. Hello, I am text on your clipboard. I have appended this text to show up. And now if I do heavy, I clear it. So that's how ClearClipboard works. I may have mentioned before, the reason you use append is to add text, like say, I want to know what my variable 10 is just for this thing, right? Just for this attack, if I have a variable 10. Oh, I put a 1 instead of an I. That explains everything. Okay, good. So, boom. You can see the equals 0 is there because I have no variable 10. And then clear. So that is how your ClearClipboard works. Lastly is CtrlSet. What is CtrlSet used for? CtrlSet is used to give the player back control in a state where they have no control. An example of that would be your jump light punch. Normally, if I use a CtrlSet, this is what it looks like. Normally, if you do a jump attack without a CtrlSet, you do this. Why is it that I can do that? Oh, if it's going fast like that here, it's probably in the command file, something. Yeah. So they have two control sets for whatever reason. That's giving him back control way too early. Normally, you press jump and attack, you do that. You just do your one attack, and that's it. What CtrlSet does is, it gives you back control. Now let me just look at the jump light punch animation. Look here, 18 ticks, and then the arm retracts because he's in the air. Your last frame should be negative. So whoosh, one attack, good. So I want to give him control sooner. I want, after 10 ticks, I want him to get control again, so I could do another attack. So 1, 2, 10 ticks, and then I can switch state to another attack. Can I use this in a combo? Of course. You can use this as a way to limit combos if you want. Or you can use a change state like previously mentioned. But CtrlSet is basically if you want to give them control or you want to take control away from them. I rarely use this code, but I've used it once in a while. It does what it says and it's very simple. There's nothing extra fancy about it. Well, that's it for the C letters. Next on, we're going to the D letters. The D letters consist of defense mul set, destroy self, display to clipboard. I finally get to explain what this thing is after I've been using it for a whole time. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned.